Let's do a lavender look. I was reading my comments last night and somebody requested one of those. And even though I've probably done one recently, it doesn't matter. They always come out, they come out different every time. And I pull out different palettes every time. So I don't think I will risk having a duplicate of something I've done before. Today I'm going to start with I want the Clinique Super Concealer. I don't know if I can find it. I'm going to start with the Clinique Super Concealer. I'm going to use my finger, I think. I may switch to I feel like I need a lot of concealer on my lids today. I had individual lashes on yesterday and I must have gotten too vigorous with trying to get and I think I got some of the glitter and lash glue and everything else in my eyes. So my eyes are bloodshot. My eyelids are a little red, but we're going to forge ahead. Okay. Let me just buff that, make sure that's buffed in good. I've enjoyed looks lately where the lid is dark and it fades from the lash line up instead of a light lid. And so I'm going to begin with this. This is an Inglot palette I put together about 5 years ago when I was in LA. I was there for a workshop. So I'm going to begin with, since somebody asked for a lavender look, ooh, let's not use a dirty brush. That always fouls up my looks when I use a dirty brush. I'll put the numbers for these shadows in the description box. Inglot goes by numbers. So I'm going to take this purple or lavender. It's kind of a grape jelly color, right? And pat that on my lid. This is a matte. I do not have a plan. I'm just going to create as I go. So we watched a movie last night. It's one of the ones that Netflix kept putting in our feed, and I finally gave into it. It's called Kidnapping Stella. And it was one of those where it was done in a different language and they just dubbed the English over the top of it, which doesn't bother me. I don't mind. I'm definitely not going to read my movies. All right, I like that. Let's see what I have. I'm going to take this pink right here and put that above that. And I'm going right on the crease and brow bone where that purple ends. That. Now let's work on the brows. That's always where I go from here, right? Okay, I'm gonna see how this looks before I tell you what I'm doing. I like this okay. I'm going to put it on first so you can see what it looks like, so you can't make a judgment before you see what it looks like. How about if I don't tell you at all, and when the video's over you can go down and look in the description box to see what I used. Okay. I've been liking this little brush that is similar to the brush that is on the Fenty brow product. I like it because it gets the brow product real hazy, and I like it hazy. There, I like that. If you like to play games, go ahead and tell me what you think I'm putting in my brows before you go look in the description box. Put in the comments what you think I'm putting up here. Okay, and then I'm going to take, this little brush is from my makeup brush set. I'll put the link in the description bar, in the description box, so that you can look at it. I don't make any money off of it. I don't have any association with them other than the fact that I own some brushes from them. In case you're one of those that purposefully doesn't click the links because you don't want to contribute to you don't want to encourage my channel. There's some things that I don't buy just to make a statement. Like people wouldn't even notice. Like people would even notice whether I bought their companies wouldn't even have a clue that I was boycotting them. Anyway, if you're one of those, then never fear. It's not going to help me any by clicking it. All right, there's brows. We'll come back and glue them later. Right now I'm going to make the edge of this purple more diffused. I'm taking this brush, this is the Morphe again. It's a M433, and I'm going in circular motions along the edge of that purple, and then I'm wiping it off on my little muslin cloth. There. Now, what shall we put in the, I think that's what I did, is I got glitter in my eyes yesterday. This is from an old Anastasia palette, and it doesn't seem to be any different than what I have on. So I don't think I'm going to use this. I'm going to not use that palette at all. This is pretty. I'm going to put this in the front. It's a peachy metallic. I'll put the number in the description box so you can see what it is. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to get a brush so I can be more purposeful with it. I think it was working much better with my finger. I also have a Z palette here that's full of Makeup Geek stuff. Let's try. Y'all want to come in closer? I'm going to wet my brush. I'm careful to make sure that I've got my air mist on instead of the water mist. I don't want to put hairspray on my eyelids today. Is where I'm going with that. It looks just like my little Sebastian travel size of hairspray. Oh yeah. Now we're getting what we want. This is the My Tai by Makeup Geek. Okay, so, and then I'm going to fuzzy it a little bit right there. All right. I'm going to take a little fine angled brush. It's from Hobby Lobby. This just happens to be the one I grabbed. And I'm going to take this purple, and I think it's Masquerade from Makeup Geek. And I'm going to run that underneath. Like that. I did dampen it. It appears it needs it again. Yeah, that makes a big difference. And I'm dragging it up on the corners. All right, now I'm going to take, I want Permaplum. Or Royal. Just use Royal from Makeup Geek. It's kind of a blackberry color. It's also about the same color as Permaplum from MAC. And I'm going to run that in my lash line. I can't say either here nor there about that. I don't feel strongly one way or the other about that. I'm softening that liner with my finger. All right. Let's put some brow pomade or something in our brows. I'm going to use the blonde from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to wipe it off good. It's new, so it's pretty wet. Wow, it's like we're on a major highway out there. It's a neighborhood. I guess everybody's leaving for work at the same time. All right, I'm going to take a spoolie from my NYX brow product and brush those up and clean up along the edge. Now I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm wanting a transition color. From this peach to this purple. I don't know. I'm taking the peach on my brush. It's the Mai Tai and rubbing it along that transition area. While my camera was regrouping, I put my foundation on. I used the Bobbi Brown Face Base and the Christian Dior Forever foundation in the color 30 and my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. My mascara, and I used the Tarte on the top and the Chanel on the bottom. Look in the description box for the exact product. I also took this white from this Inglot palette and dotted it underneath my brow, and it adhered to the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind that I put underneath my brow. So that's what I did while my camera was regrouping. Let's see, let's move on. Let's put some bronzer on. I'm going to use the Pure Sculpt palette. I haven't used this in a while. And I'm going to use my Real Technique blush brush to do this. I'm going to take the darkest color in this palette and all right, it's got good payoff. It's grabbing. Ugh. That's all right, I can make it work. My brush is really soft. I washed my brushes yesterday, my personal brushes, because I was going to use them on Jeanette, my friend that came over yesterday to let me do a makeup look on her and film it. It was so nice. She was so sweet about the whole thing. I used the Sigma F60 foundation brush to put on my Dior Forever. There we go. Now I'm going to use that dark color to contour my nose. Color really grabs. Maybe it's just the brush I have. Maybe I need a firmer brush with that. That's probably it. I have a firm one here by Mally. I think Ruth sent me this. Is that right, Ruth? Did you send me this? I'm going to use that. Oh, I washed it yesterday and it's still not dry. It's a dense brush. Okay. Now I'm going to take, I always like a peach blush with, I'm going to use Ambering Rose. I can't find my, as usual, I can't find my Mykonos. So we're going to use Ambering Rose. And I'm going to use my Hobby Lobby mop brush. Like that. maybe it's the face base that made it extra dewy and sticky. But anyway. Let's go in with some, I'm going to take the La Prairie on my powder brush. I hope it's dry. It seems to be. And clean up the jawline. Center of my face. I'm going to go ahead and go over the bronzing and contour to make it look clean. This is my foundation brush. All right. Now I'm going to use my Show Gold from MAC as my highlight. And I'm going to use my high cheekbone brush from Sigma. So there was obviously poor planning on my part today in regards to this video. I did not plug my camera in yesterday after I got through using it, so I've been charging it along and along. But while the camera was getting enough charge in it so that I could finish this video and show you the final look, I used the Show Gold on my high cheekbones. I used a light pink shadow from one of Makeup Geek's. The color is Whimsical. I used that on my top of my lip. And I used this lipstick. It's called Contessa Fluorescent from Lime Crime. I put it on my lips and I dotted it. I was trying to use the Emerald Rose from MAC, but it wasn't quite the tone I wanted, so I took some of this. The hot pink seems to be the ticket for this look. Alright, and if you don't want to wear a lip this bright, which I'm thinking 85% of you would not, I would bring it down, put it on, and bring it down a notch. Like that, and it does stain, so I'm thinking it will stay. If it's still too much, I would go in with a nude lip. Here's a nude. This one's the Vibe. No, it's a Des. And the color, I don't know what the color is. Anyway, it's one of these. A flesh tone. There. And it brings it down a notch. Thank you for watching my makeup video. I hope you enjoyed this look using purples. And I hope it met the request of my viewer who asked for lavender. I think that was, I'll put the comment here so that you can see what she asked for. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all soon. Ta-ta.